We're going to separate into groups based off what you would do right now if you or your partner were to get pregnant. Now go! Come on! You know it's alive, right?
From the beginning, I thought the cinematography was really good. I think mixed with coloring and editing, it felt like a very, maybe like early 2000s, late 90s movie. And I love that aesthetic. I love that vibe. So I think that was really, really cool. I also think the overall idea in a general sense is really cool. I think a road trip to get an abortion is not only, I don't even want to say it's funny, but it's kind of funny, but also in a very sad way. The fact that you need to travel this far, 500 miles from what I remember, to get an abortion, one is a problem, but two, I feel like it helped really set up that, you know, she's going to have to be in the car with her mom for a while and they're going to have to talk or potentially talk through their issues because, you know, 500 miles is a long time. So I think that was really good setup and I think that was really great. Um, and again, with the whole dynamic of the mom daughter, you know, um, having to navigate a relationship with the person you have spawned is always interesting, especially when it's about something um, as important as the right to choose and having a choice and seeing the dichotomy between the mom being like, well, I didn't have a choice, but I love you so much that I'm glad that you have a choice and I'm here to support you. So I loved it. And I feel like it's a very good story to be told to kind of tell people that, you know, positivity and allowing people to make choices with their body is the right thing to do.
A really cool series of shots when she's waiting for her mom to come to the car. I just saw that was really cool. Having to go 500 miles east, to me, puts us in the current reality that we're in with Roe versus Wade being overturned. This has to be a road trip to get an abortion because it's not available everywhere. So I'm assuming that they're in a place where it's not available. Um, and I loved, the subtle ties to religion throughout. And also sometimes like with the sense of this traveling Bible group, we're expecting one thing and we're getting something else completely entirely, and it kind of questions, pokes fun at the conformity of religion there. I love the establishment of the relationship between her and her mom, the dynamic of her mother being a single mother, being a lesbian, raising her alone. And I noticed this constant theme of ungratefulness within their dynamic that was constantly being stated of her being ungrateful and grateful. And maybe it's because her mother felt like there was this sacrifice that she's made that she didn't feel appreciated for. But the acid trip where she speaks to her unborn child was a really great touch and it really summed the whole thing up and really brought it all together.
It was a deep story with a lighter mood, with the comedy thrown in there, which I thought was great. And the mom being the lesbian, and you think the daughter is, and then she's pregnant, and just really cool story. I liked the music throughout. I thought it was fun. And I really liked the voice of the baby itself in the sky, the special effects there when she was on the acid. The baby's voice was very well cast and good job with the performance on that. I love that she was an honor student. The bumper sticker, it made me chuckle. And they were going 500 miles. I kind of wished it was a little bit farther, but still worked for me. And I just really love the cinematography and the colors in this too. And I really like the bond between the mom and the daughter at the end and how all that came about. I like the big shoe. All of it was a really had really cool elements to the story. So the script was great and the acting was good. So
I thought that this was a really, really heavy topic. And I thought that they approached it in a really, really interesting way. I think that especially in the last few years, reproductive rights and that kind of conversation has been even more in the media, more in society than it has previous. And so I think that this is an issue, this is an idea, this is a concept that people are just talking about more, which I think is really, really great because the more you talk about something, the less fear and shame and kind of stigma is surrounding it. So I really loved, like I said, how they kind of approached this, that she had made her decision. Her mom was going to be there for her in any way that she could, but obviously their relationship isn't easy to navigate, and it can be hard, it can be challenging. So I think they did it and they approached it in a really, really interesting way of not even really putting the importance between the two of them, between her and her mom, about what was getting done, but more about the support and the kind of environment, the kind of attitude that she felt at home, and putting not more of the emphasis, because I think for her it was still very much about what the abortion itself, what she was gonna go do, having to travel so far to get it done, all of these things. But I liked that between the two of them, the conversation didn't really dwell on the abortion itself and more dwelled on their relationship.
I really enjoy the main character, the fact that really no one around her seems to understand her, family, friends, even the church at some point, they seem to be all against her. So she runs away, she ends up in the woods, and she has this mental trip where she finally finds her way. I think it was very well done. I really enjoyed the trippy scene as well. It really reminded me of film like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, for example. It was very well done, well acted as well, and excellent direction that really keeps you there from start to finish, especially during the trip scene. He's really genuine, he's real.